Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading, we'll be doing the February monthly reading. So the general reading for the month of February 2018 for all of the signs. For the main reading, which will be a 10-card Celtic cross spread, I will use the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. And I will pull two additional cards, oracle cards, just to enhance our reading. One will be from the Soulful Woman oracle card deck, and the other one is from the Ask Your Guides oracle card deck. Okay, as a reminder, please, in addition to watching your sun sign video, take a look at your moon sign and your rising sign video. That way, you'll have a really, a more or broader overview of what is in store for you during the month. Sometimes the messages in one will resonate more than the other. So, and obviously, as I always say, these are general readings, so please do keep that in mind. The messages may or may not resonate. The only way for you to get a truly personalized reading focusing on you and what is going on in your life right now would be to get a private reading from me. And if you're interested, you can do that by checking out my website, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find all of the services I offer as well as pricing, or you could send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. All right, so I think that's it for the introduction. I will stop for now and see you in 1 second for your readings. Hi, Virgo. All right, I'm here to get into your February reading, February 2018. As you can see, I've already shuffled and laid the spread here, really just to try to save some time. I will hold up the cards so you can see them, though, as I go through the reading. So the overall energy that you have for the month of February is Major Arcana number 22. Number 20, Judgment. Okay. I'll show you the cards here you have for the reading, but then I'll go through them each, separately. At the center of your reading, you have card number 11 for the Major Arcana, Justice. Justice card is crossed by the Two of Pentacles. Your foundation, you have Major Arcana number 6, the Lovers. In the past position, you have Major Arcana number 17, the Star. Crowning your reading, you have the Three of Wands. In the future position, you have the Queen of Pentacles. You in the reading appear as the Six of Wands. Your surrounding energy, or how those around you are seeing you, Major Arcana number 4, the Emperor. Your hopes and fears, you have the Eight of Swords. And the outbound energy for the month of February 2018, you have Major Arcana number 12, the Hanged Man. Okay, so out of the 10 cards plus the 11th card, which is the overall energy for the reading, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, half of your reading, or over half of your reading, is made up of Major Arcana cards. So this tells me that, February could be a quite significant month for you, Virgo. Lots of divine timing on events, divine guidance, divine inspiration, divinely orchestrated events coming up in the month of February for you. That's the first thing that I'll say about your reading. So starting off with the Judgment card as your overall energy. The Judgment card, it has to do with, it does have to do with endings and beginnings, but it's about, sort of rebirth, right? And leaving. It's a very karmic energy as well, related to the Judgment card. But it can, it can be just making a judgment call, leaving the past behind in order to, whatever the past might entail, right? Whatever problems or guilt or grievances, just leave it and make amends with it and leave it in the past and then move on, right? This could be you needing to make an actual judgment call, right? This can also be kind of a new beginning, right? Rebirth, fresh start, new start. After possibly a difficult ending, this new life, new beginning, higher calling. But it's very divine, very karmic in nature and very divinely guided as well. So, you might be called to new things in the month of February. There might be a new beginning for you. This, with the Judgment card, this could have to do with, and you have the Judgment card, and then you also have the Justice card at the center of the reading. So there might be some type of legal as well, some type of legal proceedings that maybe you have been dealing with. If so, then you might there might be some type of resolution. There might be some type of answer coming through on those proceedings. Things going in your favor, right, with regards to these legal proceedings. This could be, judgment being served on somebody else who possibly, maybe this person wronged you in some way in the past, or maybe, they acted unfairly. So now, finally, justice is served here. So, definitely could be that, right? You might be hearing some news of that. With the Justice card being crossed by the Two of Pentacles, which is earth energy, and we typically think of it as having to do with finances, material possessions. So there could be some type of legal proceedings, some type of judgment, being served, and it's going in your favor, and it has to do with pentacles, with, finances, material possessions, things going in your way. Maybe, you have been juggling, make ends meet, and now with this, judgment, this ruling, whatever it is, maybe this will sort of free up or bring in some resources that will help you juggle your finances better. This also has to do with decisions, making decisions, but also weighing up weighing up everything before you make a decision. And once you make the decision, then really sort of being accountable, taking responsibility for those actions. And again, like I was saying in the beginning, with there being so many major arcana cards, and especially with this Justice card, and the Judgment card, and sort of the karmic ties to do with that. And we also have at the foundation here, speaking of karmic ties, we have the Lovers card at the foundation. There might be some type of karmic justice coming through here, right? And just sort of understanding that, if in the past things were, a little unfair, or you felt that things were unfair, maybe somebody got away with doing something or treated you unfairly, just understand that there is a divine order to things in the universe. Sort of trust in the fact that the universe will take care of things, and it's not always in our timing, right? Sometimes we think, well, it's not fair. That person seems to get away with everything, and why is it that nothing ever happens to that person? It's not on our time. There is a divine order, divine timing for things. But this could have to do with the Lovers card as well. In the reading at the foundation, this could be some type of legal ruling, some type of judgment that has to do with another person. This could be somebody that you were in a relationship with, right? It could be a marriage. This could be going to court for some type of, financial matter. This could be going to court, to get maybe child support, or, or some type of spousal support, or to go back and contest, something that maybe was unfair in the original divorce, something along those lines. For some people, obviously with so many people watching the video, there are many messages coming through here. So, it can play out obviously in different ways. I'm just giving you, what's coming through initially with the cards. So with the Lovers card at the foundation, The Lovers card, it does speak of, again, choices, right? The Lovers card is usually that sort of head or heart decision, right? Needing to make a head or heart decision. But it's also, obviously there's a very soulmate type of energy surrounding the Lovers card, right? It speaks of a very strong connection to another person. This can be in the form of a friendship or partnership, but, we usually think of it as the romantic partner, so the romantic relationship type of card. And you see that the two people here, they're bound on this card. They're tied with red ribbon, right? So symbolizing kind of this marriage ceremony, or so this could have something to do with this marriage. This could be, the justice could be you going to a justice of the peace. Could be that as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be, for some of you, it could be the hearing about the ruling. For others, this could be, the going to a justice of the peace, and there might be some of you actually getting married, right? With this Lover's card at the foundation. Because the card speaks of, the two people, they're stronger as one, with the two of them coming together and being bound together as one. They're stronger as one and more complete than they are separate. So there could be, for some of you, this justice of the peace and going and getting actually, tying the knot, getting married with somebody. In the past position, we have the Star card, another major arcana card. And the Star card is all about having your wishes come true, right? It's a card that speaks of setting your intentions, wishing upon a star, waiting and actually having those wishes work out and come true for you. It's also a card that speaks of healing, right? There's a definite sense of healing surrounding the card, but it's a card that also asks us to reflect, right? Think about all of the blessings in our life. Think about, where we are sort of right now, and give thanks for everything that we have in our life right now. It's also a card that speaks of balance. There is a definite sort of, there's also balance, sort of keeping this balance, like balancing our daily lives with our relationships, which also can be with the Two of the Two of Pentacles. That's also a meaning for the Two of Pentacles is keeping everything in balance and juggling different areas of your life, juggling your home life and your work life, or it's about, or even your finances, juggling your finances, which is going back to the Justice card at the center, which is why I said that this could have to do with something going in your favor, right? The scales sort of tipping in your favor with regards to justice, and there being some type of financial payout or reward that comes from that. Now, crowning your reading, you have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is a card that is of expansion, and it's also a card that speaks of sort of endless possibilities, right? If you think of the Two of Wands, which is the card that comes immediately before it, the Two of Wands is all about needing to make a choice, making that decision, and really, you kind of taking reins, taking control of the situation, choosing one of the two options, whatever they might be, and going with one of them, understanding that by taking one of the paths or choosing one of the options, you're not choosing the other. Well, then the Three of Wands comes in, and it's really, it's you waiting for the return on investment for whatever that decision was. So this, usually it's with fire energy. Fire energy has to do, or wands, fire energy, it has to do with our the day-to-day tasks that we do, so the work that we do. It's creative projects. It has to do with our drive, our ambition. It has to do with our determination for getting those things done. And this Three of Wands is really a card of, like I said, sort of endless possibilities, right? And yes, you're waiting. Usually, this card doesn't show it like in the traditional tarot. The traditional tarot deck has the Rider-Waite deck. It has a man, and he's sort of staring out to sea, waiting for his ships to come in, so waiting for them to see what he's going to get back. After all of the hard work and the effort that he's put into something. He's waiting to see, what return on investment he's going to have. So it's all about kind of looking to the horizon. This could have to do with travel as well. It can have to do with travel overseas, traveling to a distant land. It have to do with dealing with people. If it's not actually you traveling, but dealing with people in the work environment. But maybe they're at a distance. Maybe this is, the company is overseas or in a different location than where you are. It's a card of great possibilities. New things coming in, new light on the horizon, right? Or new ships on the horizon here. And then in the future position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So, this could be, when we have court cards appear in a reading, they can be actual people that we're dealing with during the time period. If so, then this would typically be an older earth sign female. It doesn't necessarily have to be. We know that in these general readings, they're not gender specific. But if it is, it would be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, older female. If it's not a person, then this could just be you, obviously you're an earth sign, so you just taking on the energy of this Queen of Pentacles. And, with the kings and queens, they really, they have mastered their particular suit. So this could be you just feeling, or taking and embodying the energy of this Queen of Pentacles here, right? And after the expansive energy of the Three of Wands, this is really you coming in and just feeling very self-secure, feeling very financially secure as well, right? The Suit of Pentacles, it deals with, the tangible things in life. So it's the jobs that we do, the money that we earn from the work that we do. It has to do with our families. It has to do with our homes, material possessions, everything that you can touch and feel here in the material realm. And the Queen, she is it's kind of the true Earth Mother, right? You can see that she's sitting here in this beautiful, forest kind of setting. She has all these gorgeous crystals around her, and she's looking very very secure, very sure of herself here, right? And she's a loving person, right? She's very generous. She likes taking care of people. She likes nurturing and supporting people, especially children, especially animals. But she's very, besides that, she's also very practical, and she's very business-minded, and she's very resourceful. So she's able to use, sort of whatever resources she has to her, to her utmost, for the best of herself. She's very good at using what she has, even if she doesn't have that much, which in this case, she definitely looks like she's very, she has more than she needs. But even if she has a little, going back to the Two of Pentacles card, even if she's sort of juggling things around, she's still very good at making use of what she has. Which brings us to you. So you appear as the Six of Wands. Even though this is not your energy, right, the Wands energy, basically the Six of Wands is just a victory card. So this is you feeling very sure of yourself, feeling very victorious in whatever this, and I believe it goes back to this, the Justice card and then this Judgment card, whatever this is, it's you feeling very secure, very sure of yourself, very happy, right? The Six of Wands sometimes has to do with receiving sort of accolades, recognition, some form of recognition. It also has to do with, it could be, having gotten a new job. With the Three of Wands, this expansive energy, and, there could be some type of new job possibly involved. If not, this is you just feeling very sure of yourself, feeling victorious. So others are seeing you, right, what you have in your environment is, others are seeing you as the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is kind of the, is the archetypical male, the patriarch of the major arcana of the Tarot. And he's somebody, more than anything, he wants to take care of and protect what is his, so he's kind of this guardian figure. Yes, he can be, on the negative side, he can be quite authoritative, so he can be quite almost, like a dictator at times. Everybody has to follow his rules, sort of thing. But for the most part, he's a very, he's somebody who wants to really protect what is his. So he'll want to protect his family, protect his home, protect his domain, and he works hard to do that. So this could just, be, again, it's this very sort of strong energy with the Six of Wands, feeling very confident, right? Very positive energy, this victory card here, and then others viewing you as this very strong and sure-footed kind of individual. It's quite interesting because your hopes and fears, you have a very different energy here, right? From these two sort of strong, fiery, powerful cards, you have the Eight of Swords in your hopes and fears position. Now, Swords energy, first of all, is the energy, or the suit of Swords has to do with cerebral energy. So it's our thoughts, it's our intellect, it's how we communicate with other people, it's how we resolve conflicts, right? If there are conflicts, it's how we use our intellect and communicate with others to resolve the conflict. But more than anything, it's what's up in our mind, right? It's in our thoughts. And I say that because the Eight of Swords, it is a difficult energy because it's a card that speaks of restriction and feeling bound. You can see that here on the card, the woman is actually entrapped, right? She's circled by these 8 swords. She has the crows or ravens flying around her. She is bound, right? She's tied up. She's blindfolded. So it's a very sort of helpless kind of energy, right? She's being held captive here. And just looking at the card, it seems as though the ravens are the ones who are actually, holding her captive. But it isn't. She's really the one who's imprisoning herself. Because if we look more closely, she's not tied up very tightly. She could easily just, unwind this cord or this rope, the ribbon. She could move out of that. She could move through the gaps here in the swords, right? She could easily move out of the situation. So, it's kind of like that. She's not seeing the situation for what it is. She's wearing this blindfold, which prevents her from seeing her way out of the situation. So you could be fearing that, you don't find your way out of a certain situation, or hoping that you do, manage to find your way out of a certain situation. And again, this could be tied to this Justice card. This could be tied to, something to do with this justice and judgment and, whatever this new horizons with the Three of Wands card is. You leave the month with Hangman energy. Now, this is more major arcana energy, and the Hangman really speaks about, again, we have 2 cards where the figure is tied up, right? Actually, 3 if we look at the Lovers, because the Lovers are bound together. This is a sort of feeling as though you're entrapped, but you're really not. So it's, feeling in prison, but you're really not. And then the Hangman is all about, yes, he's tied up in the tree there, but he's very loosely tied, right? He could easily wiggle his way out of that and get out of that position, but he's a little bit different because Hangman, what he represents is really sort of taking this time out, surrendering to being in this position, taking the time out in order to see things from a different perspective. Because if the Hangman were the right way up, he definitely would not see things in the same way that he is seeing them hanging upside down there. So, he's put himself into that position, but it's in order to, it's sort of, he's in the suspended position as kind of a sacrifice, but he's surrendering, he's surrendering to being in that position because he understands that in order to gain a new perspective, in order to have continued growth, spiritual growth, he needs to be where he is. It's also a card that speaks of delays, right? Sometimes there's, there might be a delay, and since it sits across from this Three of Wands card, there might be some type of delay in whatever this new, this expansion, this new thing is here in the crowning position. But it's a needed wait. So if things do towards the end of the month of February, if they do take a little longer, if they don't go as quickly, maybe as what you had thought they would or would like for them to, just know that there is a reason for this delay, right? There's a reason for this, and it could have something to do with you needing to see things from a different perspective. And I'm being drawn back to, again, the Justice card with the Two of Pentacles, needing to find balance, needing to weigh up all of the sides. So you might need this time of the Hangman in order to do that, right? And, the Hangman card is very much about, as well, like I was saying, seeing things from a new perspective to gain a new understanding, to change. Sometimes it's to change, get rid of old thought patterns, allow for new thought patterns to come in, which has to do with kind of enlightenment, right, for your own spiritual growth, which is interesting because the card that came out from the Soulful Woman deck is actually enlightenment, right? And it's called card number 20, and it's called Enlightenment Power. And it says, I am a woman choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth. I'll read the meaning for the card in 1 second. Let me just show you the other one. So this is from Ask Your Guides deck, and it's called Priorities, Master Teacher. For the oracle cards, I usually like to read the full meaning for the card. Give me 1 second. Let me find the book over here. Okay. So for the Soulful Woman card, this Enlightenment card, it says, I'm a woman who chooses to pursue her own spiritual development and evolution. While I understand that at the level of absolute reality, male and female are simply forms of manifestation that come and go, still I seek a new kind of enlightenment, one that embraces the sacred feminine path of love and grace. I practice my spirituality in my own way. Rather than accepting limits or dogmas that tell me what I should or should not be, spiritually or otherwise, I learn how to embrace a more enlightened state of being through simple practices such as gratitude, compassion, and self-love. Okay, and the other card, Priority, says, every new ambition, relationship, and experience you seek at this time, there's a commitment in place that must be eliminated to make way for the new. Current routines, habits, and even types of free time must be sacrificed so that you can open up to new energies. Your master teacher is present, urging you to identify what must go. Be honest in your assessment and also be realistic and thoughtful in setting your goals so that you don't overreach and fail. Your master teacher reminds you that even though the universe does support your heart, it doesn't allow you to bypass the work necessary to manifest your desires. In other words, you reap what you sow. And the best way is to systematically move toward your priorities while simultaneously discarding what no longer serves you. If you want to lose 10 pounds, you must release jelly donuts. If you want to work for yourself, you must let go of the need for others to take care of you. If you want to create a new love relationship, you mustn't brood over past heartbreaks any longer. The message from your master teacher: to reach for something greater, you must first let go of what's in your hand. This is interesting because, like I was saying here, with this being tied up, I think these two cards as well, they really go along with the two oracle cards because, it speaks of feeling entrapped and this need for enlightenment or to see things from a different perspective, right? And to sort of let go of past ways of doing things, right? Because you can't have this, again, with the Judgment card, you can't have this new beginning, this fresh new start without first letting go of what's in your hand, of the past, of past, just like it gave the example here of past heartbreaks, past, all of that baggage that you have from past relationships. You can't start something new until you first let go, of all of the past. So interesting that those two cards came out here. At first, I didn't see how they sort of tied in with the reading, but now it's clear. Well, I thank you. I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I thank you very much for joining me here today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of February. Bye for now.